It's hot woke garbage. Killed the entire series for me. Enjoyed the first few books. Will not be back for the next one. Ouch. The fact that he is losing fans over this book is incredibly concerning to me, but also I don't know if it's necessarily warranted. What are readers saying about Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson? This is Stormlight Archive number 5, just came out December 2024. Where can I put this to where I don't have to hold it? Let's see. If you have read this book recently and are curious about the reactions of other readers, this video may entertain you, or it may anger you. I don't know. Let me know if any of these comments really resonated with you. If you agree with what the other readers are saying, let me know your overall experience. I have to start this video with a warning. Now, if you have not read the Stormlight Archive and if you have not read Wind and Truth, I would proceed with this video with caution because I don't want to inadvertently impact your expectations for this book. I think you should go into this book expecting that you are going to like it. Don't put too much stock into the negative reviews because you have to consider the source in which you're hearing these negative reviews. Also, guys, you really got to be careful when you're browsing through Bookstagram, Booktok, and Booktube because you will encounter a lot of spoilers. I've redacted all of the comments that contain spoilers to protect your reading experience. So don't you worry about that, but you just have to be careful. If you want to preserve your reading experience without spoilers, be cautious when poking through some comments because you're going to get some spoilers. And I will say I have come across way too many spoilers. I'm not mad about it because my reading pace is so slow that inevitably it was bound to happen, especially with all the bookish people that I follow. But I'm not going to do that for you in this video. So if you haven't read Wind and Truth, don't worry. I will not spoil a single thing for you. The reason I talk to you about spoilers is because somebody commented on that. It says you are being spoiled in some of the comments. I wouldn't read them before finishing. So yes, please be careful when poking through the comments because you will encounter some spoilers. And if you're like me, we don't like spoilers. These are just the overall ratings and comments that people have left on my videos, and I wanted to share them with you. Little disclaimer, I have not finished Wind and Truth. The fact that I have yet to finish it has nothing to do with the book and everything to do with me and my personal life and my mood reading. There was nothing wrong with the start of Wind and Truth. I will tell you, I made it exactly 218 pages in, and I simply got distracted. You know why? Onyx Storm came out. There were a couple other books that I was just really excited for. Although I will say the beginning of the story didn't quite grip me as aggressively as the first 4 did. I don't feel the same level of obsession and just eagerness to pick up the book. Again, more of a personal problem, not anything bad that Sanderson did. It just might be a timing thing for me, and I was a little surprised at the direction of the story. Not disappointed, just I think caught off guard is maybe the best way to describe it. Out of respect, I have redacted usernames and profile pictures. All I really want to review is the comments that people have made on my videos when I was discussing the release of Wind and Truth. If you enjoy book-related content, if you enjoy the videos that I crank out, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate your support, and without further ado, let's get going on these ratings and reviews. First and foremost, let's start with the Goodreads rating. We are still sitting extremely high. We're sitting at a 4.48 star rating, over 58,000 ratings, as well as just over 9,000 reviews. 4.48 stars, that's an incredible rating. So why are we hearing all these mixed reviews? Well before Wind and Truth came out in December of 2024, I posted this video. So here's what we know so far. This is a 5-star book. This is also a 5-star book. This, 5-star book. This, also a 5-star book. So is it safe to say that this is also a 5-star book? I'm feeling extremely confident, but let me know your thoughts. I posted this video on all of my platforms, Bookstagram, Booktok, and Booktube. Now, I want to focus first and foremost on Booktube because look, that's where we're at right now, Booktube. I was shocked not only at the quantity of comments, but the negativity around most of the comments. Okay, check this out. Just finished it, not 5 stars. Huge dip in quality in terms of dialogue, structure, and pacing. Still liked the book overall, but it needed more rounds of edits and potentially a few hundred less pages to truly be excellent. Okay, here's a positive one. I like this. I couldn't put it down. I've never gone through 1,300 pages of anything so fast and wanting for more. Nah, Rhythm of War was a dip, 3.5 to 4, and Wind and Truth is a 2-star. It was like reading a different book series with the same characters. Was hot garbage. Wow, so mean. I was hugely disappointed. 2 stars. Unfortunately, Sanderson is more focused on his agenda rather than great storytelling. He doesn't put out 5 out of 5 content anymore. Ah, another positive one. I'm on page 100 and it's freaking great so far. Gotta love that one. I liked it. 3 stars tops, and that's pushing it. Started off good, the second half was a slog, the ending unsatisfying, especially compared to books 1 through 4. Feels like the ending only exists to set up for books 6 through 10. 5 out of 10 stars. Rhythm of War is a 3-star book at best, and Wind and Truth is a 2-star book. Ooh. It's the worst Stormlight book probably, but I still liked it overall. So that was a positive and negative comment at the same time. And then we have a good one. It's a 5-star book. Unfortunately not frowny face. Nope, not a 5-star book. This one's tough, guys. This one's really tough. Couple of weeks ago, Sanderson was my favorite fantasy author. After Wind and Truth, I need to find a new favorite author. It was not even close to the first 3 books in the series. It somehow even managed to kill my interest about Cosmere. Yeah, I think for me, it was more than disappointing. Cry face. By the way, when I'm reading these to you, I'm automatically correcting the grammatical errors, so if my words don't match what you're seeing on the text, it's because I'm fixing it. You are welcome. Ooh. It's hot woke garbage. Killed the entire series for me. Enjoyed the first few books. Will not be back for the next one. Ouch. Hell nah. This one's so rude. Well, you were wrong, weren't you? Jesus H. Christ, that was a horrendously bad book. I feel like that is incredibly harsh, but you know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Nope, I wasn't feeling it. It's the worst, unfunniest, and most cringe Stormlight book. Brando desperately needs a good editor again to cut through all the middling meandering. This is ... Dramatic pause. A bait video. Okay. Here's a positive one. Finished it in less than 4 days. So freaking crazy, and now I'm dying for what's next. That's great. It's not. Wind and Truth was 3 stars for me, and that's me being very nice. Way of Kings and Words of Radiance, 5 out of 5 stars. Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, 4 out of 5 stars. Wind and Truth, 2 out of 5 stars. All right, stick with me through this one. Well, the pacing sucked, the character development sucked, but I did find it funny when Cal ... redacted to protect your reading experience. I read it all the way through, even though a quarter of it was just debauchery, nothing more. This book was more like a Warhammer fantasy book, written by a member of the LGBTQ community. Terry Pratchett, even with Alzheimer's, was able to give us The Shepherd's Crown, which is 5 times better than this book could ever even wish to be. Ooh, that's harsh. This book was a sad 4 out of 10 stars. Ooh, here's a good one. Finished up over the holiday week and still reeling. This next part I redacted to protect your reading experience. The Sanderlanche is intense. That's not a spoiler. Any Sanderson fan knows to expect the Sanderlanche. It is wonderful. Gotta be honest, I'm a die-hard Sander fan, but this was extremely unsatisfying to me. I disagree with most people's take that it could have been cut down significantly. I think he introduced too many things in world that had to adjust during the book without there being a ton of payoff for the new material. That being said, I liked certain story arcs and I liked most of all of them. I just didn't feel it was as cohesive as the other Stormlight books. I've been struggling with it since release. I'm going to finish it, but I'm definitely not finding it hard to put down, which is not the experience I'd had with the previous books. Feels very all sizzle, no steak. I kind of like how that was mentioned. All sizzle, no steak. I'm gonna start using that from now on. I'm about 2/3 currently. There are some aspects I don't love, but I'm still mostly enjoying it and I'm very curious to see how it all comes together. I appreciate how character focused it still is, though I admit I was hoping for a bit more straight ahead action and plot out of the book. I finished it a week before Christmas. I miss it already. It has all the hallmarks that make Stormlight and Brandon great. I've never been able to predict his endings, so there were great twists and very impactful moments. Characters have growth, but this is book 5 out of 10, so there's still lots of distance to cover plot-wise. That all being said, I think it's my least favorite Stormlight book. Here we go. Book 1, 5 out of 5. Book 2, 5 out of 5. Book 3, 4 out of 5. Book 4, 3.5 out of 5. Book 5, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Sorry, Sanderson, but that's how I see it. Really disappointed in the ending. The ending of Wind and Truth left me feeling the same way I felt with the ending of Warbreaker. Personally, I really liked Warbreaker. That is one of my favorite books of all time. I thought the ending was great. It was one of those endings that was so fantastic, it left me with chills. So, I don't know, I don't really get it, but to each their own. This next comment kind of confuses me. Story is epic and editing is the worst of them all in my opinion. That bothers me because I know how awesome this book could have been with a good editor. Okay, I got 200 pages in. I didn't notice anything wrong with the editing, so either I have a really horrible eye for that, or maybe I'm just not very particular on what exactly is wrong with the editing that these people are referring to. So, I don't know. If you felt the same way, please leave me a comment and let me know because I'm very curious to see what exactly was wrong with the editing. All right, guys. That sums up the comments that I've seen on Booktube. So that is the YouTube platform. And let me tell you, I post all of the same videos across all 3 platforms. I have YouTube, Booktube, Instagram, Bookstagram, TikTok, Booktok, right? I noticed something weird. When it comes to Booktube, I found a lot more negativity on that platform versus TikTok, which in general tends to be a much more positive platform. Let me show you. Okay, look at this one. Almost at the halfway point, and I'm already loving it more than the other 4. Again, Booktok. I really enjoyed it too. It definitely felt like an easy read for me compared to Rhythm of War. I just loved all of the points of view and I was completely engrossed. I have mixed feelings. I feel it's lackluster. Loved this book. Words of Radiance was my favorite. And then I read this. There's some changes in some character stories I don't fully agree with, but it's a 6 out of 5 stars for me. Some expectations exceeded, some not met. I agree that pacing is fantastic, but for the hype of it being the end of a major arc, it wasn't satisfying enough for me. Absolutely loved it. The Way of Kings remains my favorite, but this book was spectacular. I have been loving it. I feel like the pacing is way better than the rest of them, especially Rhythm of War. Oathbringer remains my favorite, however. I got 4 hours left and it's been amazing, and when I'm done, I think I'm going to listen to it again to make sure I didn't miss anything, lol. I love that. That's so endearing. It was my favorite book of 2024. That comment makes my day. I finished it about a week ago. There have been so many people who have been hating on it, but I absolutely love it and I had no issues with it. I love the ending. Disappointing. Worst Stormlight Archive book. Finished it this morning. It is so good. It's so good. I really enjoyed it. So those are the comments that were pulled from my TikTok page. You can see quite a difference. Yes, there was some negativity in there, but overall, pretty overwhelmingly positive comments. If you're looking to become a book-related creator and you want to know what platform to use, I don't know. I'm definitely not an expert, but I can only tell you what I've observed. And TikTok is a much more positive environment based off of my personal experiences. Now, you might come across other creators who see the complete opposite. You just never know. I think it's a gamble no matter what, so it doesn't hurt to experiment with all of the different platforms. So, I don't know. Now, you may be wondering about my Bookstagram page. I just flat out didn't receive a lot of comments on my Bookstagram page, which is kind of interesting considering I have the largest following there, but hey, I don't get it. I don't pretend to understand the algorithm or anything really about any of the platforms, but I just enjoy talking books. I don't really pay too much attention to how do I gain the largest following. I just really look to connect and collaborate with people who are also book lovers. If you're still with me, I hope this video was at least mildly entertaining to you. Wind and Truth has taken over the fantasy side of the book community, and I understand why. This is the long-awaited sequel to Rhythm of War. So I know I can't talk about Wind and Truth yet. That's okay. I will finish it. I promise. I will finish it, and then I plan to make a video on it, and I can't wait. I'm super, super excited. I just have to stay focused and not get distracted by other new book releases, which there's a lot coming up in 2025. So I'm going to try to stay focused as much as I possibly can so I can crank out a video for you. I am enjoying the experience. I'm enjoying the ride. Again, personal problem. The fact that I'm a mood reader does not do me any favors either. But I don't think I'm alone there. I think a lot of you experience the same thing, and in which your mood dictates your next read. If you have read Wind and Truth, I hope you leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Did any of these comments really resonate with your experience and you think, oh yeah, that was exactly how I felt? That's exactly it. Anyways, I appreciate the engagement. Whether the comments are positive, negative, it's always fun to chat with other book lovers because you know what? There's not enough of us out there. Anyways, I hope you're reading something great. I hope that if you are on your Stormlight Archive journey that you're enjoying the ride. It is a wild one. It's been incredibly fun. I love the characters. I love the Sanderson humor. I have nothing but good things to say about Brandon Sanderson. The fact that he is losing fans over this book is incredibly concerning to me, but also I don't know if it's necessarily warranted. Again, I can't comment on it until I finish the book. I'm making some good progress. I'm just over 10% of the way through, so I have quite a bit of ground to cover, but I will get there. Anyways, thank you for sticking with me. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will catch you on the flip side.